Hey, y'all. This is Frank the Bigfoot, and you're listening to the Paranormal Punchers.
Hey, friends! Welcome to Paranormal Punchers. I'm Mark.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Nash.
I'm Dave.
And on this episode, we're going to talk about the Bunny Man.
Bunny Man!
The legend of the Bunny Man.
Mm-hmm.
This was a topic from a listener, and I'm going to mention him in our listener feedback, so we'll just wait till then. But how's everybody doing? How's the new year going for everybody?
Well, it was freezing cold here. This past week, we've had a few snowstorms and
Squalls.
yeah, well, they were more storms because then I had to drive in and it was really bad. But now it's starting to get warmer, so I think it's good. It's an uptick. Yeah.
Yeah, my year started out fairly well. This week has been extremely trying, but, I'm having a lot of beer, so it's finishing strong.
Okay.
Nice. Dave, how was your trip to the Hollow Earth? Welcome back.
Welcome back, Dave.
Back. I made it, so
Do we do introductions?
enough said.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
No,
'cause,
you just jumped in on Dave
No.
giving his introduction.
I know. I just want to make sure because I got scolded on another podcast for not doing introductions.
Well,
and it's been a while since Dave's been here.
that's true.
I'm Dave, and I'm here.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure he reintroduced himself to everybody.
Yeah.
And by now, you all should know who we are.
So, yeah, let's see. You haven't been on for the past 2 or 3 episodes because you've been in the Hollow Earth.
Hi, I'm Dave, and I usually give drunk commentary.
Well, he's back, everybody.
He's back in full force.
Now, I was saying the Hollow Earth because that was kind of one of our concepts we were kicking around for issue 2 of the comic book.
Yes.
Was to have Dave kidnapped, and he's in the Hollow Earth, and we got to go get him.
And are you really Dave, or are you somebody else?
That's for everyone to figure out.
Nice.
Okay.
You'll have to ask me questions. Only I would know.
That's right. Oh,
On January 2nd, 1991. No, I have no idea. Yeah, I'm ready to get rolling.
Okay.
This is going to be a fun episode. Man, it's cold out, but it's going to get warmer. How weird is weather? I don't know. But here we go. As always, before we get rolling to the main topic, let's say hi to some awesome people, some listeners that have given us great topics, interacted with the show. And as always, this segment is brought to you by Living Among Bigfoot, the only book series dropping the 15th of every month on Amazon. It's awesome. And as we say around here,
It's good.
It's good.
No, but it really is a good book series, so.
I'm going to kick it off with this one. This is from James. He says, hi, James from Virginia. I suggested the Bunny Man a while back.
All right.
Well, guess what, James? We're going to talk about the Bunny Man on this episode, dude. But he also said, I noticed a lack of stories from the Southeast, so I came up with a small list to maybe pique your interest. The Wampus Cat.
Okay.
Lizard Man of Skateboard Swamp.
Okay.
The Pope Lick Monster.
Done it. Okay.
Chessie. Blackbeard's Ghost. The Lost Colony. And the Boo Hag.
What?
Oh, okay. Okay.
I looked up a little bit about the Boo Hag. That could be really interesting.
Yeah, I know.
But he also continues here, I hope some, if not, all these interest you. Even if they are not featured as topics on your podcast, it's always fun to learn of new stories from around the world.
Yeah.
I agree.
You were right, James, and, well, thank you for all these topics. We've got to add them to the list. I mean, we finally just got to the Bunny Man. So, yeah. Awesome stuff. The Boo Hag looks really interesting.
Okay.
The Womp Rat? Was that what it was?
The Wampus Cat.
Wampus Cat.
Wampus Cat.
Huh. That sounds odd.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Is it a giant cat or? Like
I don't
a
know.
panther
I haven't
type?
looked it up yet.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Did he get it in his?
That's why James gave us
T9
topic
speeder?
ideas, so we can go look it up.
Is it his T7 speeder hitting womp rats on?
They're not much bigger than 1 meter.
Yeah, exactly.
Lord.
No, the Lost Colony. I mean, I'm assuming he's talking about Roanoke.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never heard of that in terms of any kind of a paranormal influence or anything. That,
Well.
that could be a really cool investigation topic.
See, I've heard many different stories,
Yeah.
and some being paranormal.
Yeah.
So yeah, James is not the first one to suggest this. I mean, it is on the list of topic
Yeah.
ideas,
Okay.
and maybe we will get to it. I mean,
Right.
we try our best.
I know.
we really do.
Thank you for the ideas. I
I
mean,
know.
that's always great that you're giving us ideas to look at.
And we heard from Drew. Drew said, you guys need to do a show about the Bloody Benders of southeast Kansas. The
What?
Bloody Benders.
Is that
Okay.
like a motorcycle group or something?
I don't know.
Metal band.
Yeah.
That is a great name for a metal band, right? The
No, I
Bloody
think it
Benders.
was like some murder.
Dude, where are you going tonight? I'm going to see the Bloody Benders. Yeah.
No, I think it was some murders or a serial killer.
Oh,
I think out there. I didn't really look
Who
into
formed a metal band?
it. No. Maybe. I don't know. It does sound like a good band name.
It's a good band name,
Yeah.
but you're telling me like the Bloody Benders was
I think it was like a family or
Okay.
something. I'm not sure. I looked at it briefly and then
Maybe the Benders were the family and they all died
that,
horrifically.
I don't know. We'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow. I'm just like seriously intrigued.
That definitely. Now I'm very much more intrigued than I was. That sounded kind of like a cartoon, but now I'm into it.
And I'm going to jump on and see if we can get that domain so when we start our new band, the
Yeah.
Bloody
Right.
Benders.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I mean, yeah. If we do the topic, I kind of want to find metal soundtrack. To
Right.
Yeah.
Fill in for the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm down with it. We also heard from Three Spirited. They said, brilliant podcast. Thank you for the shout out today. We truly appreciate it. And we feel starstruck. We shouldn't.
Aw.
You should.
We're
Yes, you
just
should.
kind of regular old dudes that would have a pint at the pub with you.
We are stars.
Well, in Dave's case, like 5 pints, but whatever.
To start.
Yeah.
And they continue, I just wanted to share a page with you that you may find interesting. A friend of ours owns a haunted antique paranormal research center
What?
in Hinckley. And here we go, Three Spirited. I'm going to do my best. It's located in Hinckley, Leicestershire.
Leicestershire.
We hope you enjoy this information and gave us a link here. So if anybody wants to check it out, facebook.com/haunted research. Now, if you guys remember from last episode, Three Spirited enjoys the show and always cracks up when we butcher
Oh, here we go.
names in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you think I did? It's spelled Leicester.
Oh, you were
Shire.
really close.
Leicester. Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know.
Leicestershire.
Lickeringshire?
Well, we butchered it enough. We're going to move on. I'm sorry. I'm definitely sorry, Three Spirited.
Yep.
Thank you so much for listening and
Yes.
interacting with us. You're awesome. We heard from Sean, as in Sean Kennedy, the one that took us to Gettysburg to
Oh, yes.
investigate the Jenny Wade house.
Oh, right
also, Moses family jerky.
And coffee.
He left a comment based on the last episode we were talking about Matthias Schaumbach
Yeah.
making sausages out
Yeah.
of human beings.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, he does jerky, right?
No, yeah.
So this is a little...
Here's what he said. So a quick question that I had after listening to the podcast. Nash would or would not eat sausage made of humans? Smiley face. Now, in the middle of me talking about sausage, you did also go, I love sausage.
I love sausage. I do. I love it.
I was but I was talking about he was making human sausages.
I know. I don't know. That's
And I
really hard
replied
call.
to him and with a LOL or whatever. But he got back to me that he said, to me it sounded like put some mustard on it and on a Martin.
That's what I was just going to say.
Put some mustard on it and a Martin's potato roll, and I'd eat that.
That would probably it. That's exactly right. Exactly right. Some hot cheese or something. Oh,
So
yeah.
but we want to be crystal clear. You would not eat sausage made from humans.
No.
You just like sausage.
In general.
But as long as it's not human sausage.
Now, if somebody were to slip in a human sausage and I didn't know about it.
This is not that kind of podcast, bro.
Oh, boy. Wow, I really said that wrong. If somebody were to slip in a piece and I didn't know.
It's still not working.
You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And I didn't know about it.
Are you saying that somebody could serve you a sausage and it could be human? You would never know because you would.
No, I would know, but I would still take the bite of it and go.
Wait.
How would you know? Have you had it before?
Oh no, I would know, but I'd still take a bite of it.
Once I took a bite, I would know.
Oh. Are you sure? Because I saw stuff on the internet, because that's always accurate.
Yeah.
That we taste like pork. So how would you know?
Everything
That's why I
either
hope
pork
I
or
would know.
chicken. I don't know.
I hope I would know. I really do. But if somebody slipped it in and it was unbeknownst to me, how could I tell the difference? And if I knew it, if it was a taste difference, I hope I would know.
I love the fact he's like, put some mustard on it and inside a Martin's potato roll.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't really care.
It's game on.
Well, see, I like to think that if we were in a post-apocalyptic scenario and we had to eat each other, sausage would still be the best tasting of.
That's true.
All of the meats.
That's true, because you could put in herbs and spices and whatnot. And I would have to eat you all. I'm sorry.
Boy. Oh, boy.
This podcast does not condone eating humans.
No.
We disapprove of that.
Wholeheartedly
No, we're gonna move on here pretty fast. We heard from Christina. She says, "Just want to tell you that you're all awesome." Well,
Thank you.
and until you listen to this episode,
I need that right now. Thank you. I need that.
You're all awesome. Hands down, my favorite podcast. Actually, the only one I listen to regularly. I'm a bit behind trying to get everything ready for my surgery next month. But I'll be in the hospital for about a week, so I have lots of time to catch up. Y'all rock.
Thank you.
Christina, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know what you're going into surgery for, but all of us here hope it goes smooth.
Definitely.
You got time to recover and listen to the podcast, obviously. And we're going to be sending you something nice to help you get through that surgery.
Yeah.
Some sausage.
Of course, by the time you listen to this podcast, maybe I don't.
I have some extra sausage around. I'll send it over.
We are not sending. No, that's not going to happen.
Replenish the iron content that she needs.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah. Christina, thank you, and I hope your surgery goes well, and I
Yeah.
hope our little gift bag helps you with a speedy recovery. You rock. Thank you so much for listening to the show. We also heard from Chromos.
Like Kronos with an M?
Crow. CROWMOS. Chromos.
Chromos?
Sure.
Chromos.
Chromos?
I guess we're saying that, right?
Yeah.
They say, having a great time listening to you guys. I've traveled around to lots of haunted and strange places. I love that there are others who like the strange as well. Can't wait till I'm close to one of your gigs so I can check you guys out.
Awesome.
Lots of fun telling everyone about you guys. Oh, my God. Thank you so much for telling people
thank
about
you.
us.
Definitely.
Can't wait for more. Thanks for the great times. Thank you for listening and telling people about us. That's pretty wicked.
Yeah.
But they continue.
There's always a but.
There's always a but. You guys should try the Goldfield Hotel. It is a really hot spot for ghosts. I've gotten a few good photos from there and a few really great stories from visiting there. Even a short film out there.
Oh.
I got a lot of crazy audio from there too. All right, we'll definitely put the Goldfield
Right.
Hotel on the list, and I did, and I replied to Chromos. Probably not saying that right, but yeah, I'd love to check out your short film. We love movies. We make short films,
Right.
So we'd love to check that out.
All kinds of short films.
We heard from Jess. I was just listening to the episode about Rose Hall. I have been to Montego Bay. Some areas of it are so beautiful. We went outside Rose Hall Plantation. I did not get to go inside. The group I was with are not interested in the paranormal. Me, however, I'm ready to chase the ghost down. Rose Hall from the outside is beautiful. I'm going back to Jamaica next year. I will update you guys with anything spooky.
Ooh.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
Speaking of spooky, you guys should do a bit on Charleston and the Charleston City Jail.
Okay.
I've been in the jail, and it's really creepy. Love the podcast. I listen every day. I go to work between 9 and listen between 9 and 4 p.m. So I'm running out of episodes.
Oh, no.
Keep up the amazing work.
Wow.
Jess, thank you so much for listening to us. Thanks for the topic idea. And I'm a little jealous that you've been to Montego Bay.
know.
Yeah.
It sounds beautiful and amazing.
Yeah.
It's a nice place.
And you should definitely go to Montego Bay with people like us who want to chase the ghost down to.
Yeah.
Except for Dave. He's going to drink beer.
And chase the ghosts.
And he's going to burn in the sun.
Yeah.
And we heard from, living in Mud Bigfoot. He just dropped us a little note on Instagram. Hands down, one of the best podcasts out there for folks who are interested in the paranormal.
Yay.
Thanks, dude.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Let's see. We also heard, Keops left us another Instagram comment. She said, thanks for the shout out in the last episode. I geeked out and got way excited when I heard my IG name. However, you referred to me as a dude. I am, in fact, a super awesome spooky chick. I'll forgive you this time because I got nothing but love for you guys. Cheers, y'all.
Well, thank you.
Dana.
Thanks.
Keops. That's definitely on me. I said it, right? It had to be me. I read the comments.
Yep.
I messed up. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
Keops, you will now always be referred to as super awesome spooky chick.
Yep.
That's right.
That is your official Paranormal Punchers membership name.
That's
Yep.
right.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club. New Jersey might be coming in the near future. Maybe.
Wow. Again, thank you guys so much for sending in comments, your
Yep.
topic ideas. You rock. Man, our list of topic ideas is huge, but we're trying to get to the best we can. And that's why, because James, that was my drum roll.
Okay.
What? Why are you laughing, bro?
It was a solid drum roll. Man.
Yeah, it was.
It was good.
Calling it out with the.
Well, I didn't want the listeners to be like, what is happening? Why do I hear this thing? They might not, maybe didn't even pick it up.
Yeah, they might.
Anyway,
Moving on.
so the Bunny Man.
Yeah.
This topic from James, thank you very much, James, for listening and interacting with us. So I'm going to set this up for everybody. This is, I'm going to call this the legend of the Bunny Man. So in 1904, now I've also saw reports saying 1903, but I'm going with 1904.
Yeah.
So there was this insane asylum near Clifton, Virginia, and the residents of Fairfax County. Now, Fairfax County is also where my brother is a career firefighter. This is outside of D.C.,
DC.
Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Is he the bunny man?
He's not the bunny
No.
man. Now, this area back then in 1904 wasn't as built up
Right.
as
Right.
it is now.
Right.
But the residents of Fairfax County, they did not want this insane asylum in their growing community.
Right.
Yeah.
They signed a petition, did a lot of complaining, a lot of bitching. Oh, maybe I'll cut that.
Complaining.
So they decided, okay, well, we're going to move all the residents of the asylum to
Okay.
this other location, get them out of Fairfax County, so nobody can complain. Well, so they had 15 buses full
Yeah.
of people from this asylum.
And there were 1904 buses.
1904 buses.
Yeah.
Does that
Yeah.
make a difference? Like,
Yeah.
do they hold more or less?
Less. Much less.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But well, okay,
They didn't have any common safety features like seatbelts.
Correct.
right.
Wait.
Wait, they
So,
don't
yeah.
still. Yeah.
They were like hardcore old school
So
buses.
basically, it's the same buses.
Yeah.
Just with more dead people.
Yeah.
Well, all the buses made it, but one. One crashed. I don't know what happened.
There's always one.
Maybe
Yeah.
a possum ran out in front of them and they swerved. because
Or Frank.
people swerve
Yeah, it
to
could've
avoid
been Frank.
possum.
Or Frank.
Maybe it was Frank,
Yeah.
the Bigfoot. Anyway, this bus crashed,
It was glass.
and
He wanted to
just
see
about.
who was strong enough.
Oh, you're pulling a Unbreakable on us.
Wow.
Everybody died, but 10 of the inmates. Now they found most of the inmates, but they were missing 2.
Yeah.
2. Let's see. I got the names right here. Marcus Walster and Douglas J. Griffin.
Yes.
So obviously they sent out search parties trying to track these guys down. And what they were finding, though, was bunny rabbits.
Yeah, bunny skins or whatever.
Yeah.
Pelts.
Well, but
Partially eaten.
carcasses.
Yeah.
Partially eaten, kind of skinned up a little bit, and hanging from trees.
Okay.
That they were finding a lot of that. Well, in one of the searches, they've actually found Marcus Walster hanging from the bridge. Does anybody have the name of the real name of the bridge? They dubbed it the Bunny Man Bridge.
It's the Colchester Overpass.
Overpass, right.
Okay. They found him. Now, there was a note on him that said, and now all of a sudden, here's my notes. So they found him hanging. But he was also kind of cut up, mutilated, just like the rabbits.
Sausage.
Oh, Nash.
Dude, are you thinking about sausage?
I'm thinking about.
I'm hungry.
I'm so hungry. All I'm thinking about is sausage now.
Well, that just took us out of it. They found him hanging. Compose yourself.
That's right.
Found him hanging from the bridge. He was also cut up like the rabbits, but there was a note on him,
Yes.
and it said, "You'll never catch the Bunny Man."
Yeah.
Lish, take it from there.
Okay. So there's a couple different variations of this story, but what ended up happening is towards the end, the police did find Douglas Griffin, and as they were trying to catch him, he ran in front of a train and was hit, so he died. But once the train passed, they heard laughter. So since then, there's been a lot of stuff happening.
Now, one thing about Douglas Griffin.
Yes.
So the legend goes, he was in the insane asylum because he killed his family on Easter Sunday.
Yes.
Hence the Bunny Man.
I thought it was the Bunny Man because he kept on killing and eating all the bunnies.
That would make a lot of sense too.
All they found when they were looking for him was bunnies, so he was the Bunny Man.
Bunny
He
Man.
was the-
Yeah.
This guy likes Hassenpfeffer.
Is that what Laverne and Shirley said?
How did I say delicacy somewhere with rabbits?
Hassenpfeffer?
Hassenpfeffer?
I don't know.
I remember Bugs Bunny saying that.
I thought it was.
Or was it?
It was Laverne and Shirley.
Who
in
was
their song.
who was the dude always hunting Bugs Bunny?
Elmer Fudd.
Fudd.
Number
Yeah, Elmer
5. I think he
Fudd.
always wanted to make Hassenpfeffer. Yeah, I could be way wrong.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah, you're right. The fact that he was half-eaten bunnies and hanging them up,
Yeah.
that's why he should be called the
I
Bunny
thought
Man.
that's why he was the Bunny Man.
Leaving a mysterious note attached to victim's body saying, "You'll never catch the Bunny Man."
Right.
I mean, yeah, I think if you're escaping from the authorities,
But you're right, because he was eating bunnies.
The
He
bunnies-
caught himself the Bunny Man, too.
the bunnies are the easiest thing to go after, maybe other than squirrels.
Run
Have
pretty
you ever
fast,
tried?
though.
You ever tried to catch a bunny?
Yeah, they're fast.
That is hard.
Not with a trap, a snare.
Okay.
Well, he had
How many
nothing to-
times have you trapped a rabbit?
Okay,
Never.
Dave. Okay. So you get out of prison and you've got nothing but your prison jumpsuit on,
Well, you
and
didn't let me
the
finish what I was
shackles
saying.
that you were in.
So, anyways, rabbits are numerous,
yes,
and you could probably catch them. But going to the effort of eating half of them and not eating the rest is kind of weird. Like, it doesn't take zero effort to catch a bunny.
That's true.
Why would you leave half of it there? And then, to the effort of hanging it up also doesn't make any sense. Like, you're wasting effort at that point. Like, so there's normal.
Was he hanging it up to
He was
keep it out of
saving it.
from like foxes and coyotes at night? So
He
could
was
come
saving it
back?
for later.
or was he hanging it up to lure in bigger prey?
Yeah.
Maybe.
In any case, it's kind of weird. Like, it goes from normalcy to lunacy very quickly.
Well, he was from an asylum.
Yeah,
So,
a sign in Salem?
yeah, I know.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I didn't say
Now,
that.
now this
Sorry.
was 1904, right?
True.
Right.
Everyone was crazy back then.
Yeah.
So he could have had,
They had no internet.
you know, back in the day, he could have had, I mean, they always taught skills and trades and whatnot, and that could have been his skill, was that he was a hunter and a trapper. So maybe to
Yeah.
your point, Dave, that maybe bunnies for him and rabbits for him were easy to snare because that's what he did as a youth.
Right, maybe.
Who
Or-
knows?
I don't know.
He was-
I've seen lots of movies where they put the stick in the ground, it has the fork in it, and it has some sort of a rope. I have no idea how it works, but apparently it catches rabbits like that.
Huh. Interesting.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm envisioning a guy who's crazy, who the bus whatever crashes. He escapes and he's catching bunnies because that's what he knows how to do from his youth.
Yeah.
In the late 1800s, and now
1904.
1904, which means he was a teenager in the 1800s.
Hey,
I got what he was saying.
all right.
Let's go with the subtraction. a little
You
bit.
kind
Good
of
job,
jumped,
good job.
but yeah, you got it.
4 years
Yeah.
in the prison, so he knows how to trap rabbits because that's how his family caught food and
You're
whatnot.
making up a lot of things
Yeah.
for this dude.
That's how he caught all these rabbits, and that's why he was the bunny man.
Yeah.
He was really good at just catching rabbits. To your point, Dave, he knew how to do it.
Yep.
So anyway,
Train off the rails.
Yeah.
And he only
Alicia,
ate part of it because
Train back on the rails.
okay, got it. So after his death, the bunny man's death,
Maybe.
maybe around Halloween, around that time, people would find carcasses of rabbits that were hung from the overpass and the surrounding area, and people would see a figure that was like walking through the woods or whatever, and also through the bridge, which
Now-
is one lane. It's a one-lane bridge. So
Yeah. Now, I also got in 1905,
yes,
like I guess maybe 1 year after the fact or whatever, there was 3 teenagers that were found hanging from
Yes.
that bridge.
yes.
Also mutilated like those rabbits. Also, again, in 1913, they found a body hanging from the bridge. And also in 1946,
Yeah.
another body hanging from the bridge.
That's a pretty big gap.
It's a huge gap.
you have to
Yeah.
be like 50-something in old-timey days. That's
Well,
like
we're not
80,
saying like
that's like
it was
80-something.
actually physically him.
yeah,
doing it.
yeah.
This
It,
is the
it could have been
mystery.
because that would have been like
Nostalgia.
80-something in current times. So
Yeah.
it had to be something else. It had to be something else.
I don't know. I feel like I also saw something from 1906, Halloween 1906, and it was a group of teenagers partying under the bridge. And there was one girl that she'd heard rumors about the possibility of things happening there. And so she was like kind of back away from everything. But all the teenagers that were under the bridge, all of a sudden she saw a bright light. It shone up. She couldn't see anymore, and when the light went away, then she could hear screaming from her friends. They all were dead when she went to go see what was happening.
Wow.
Yeah, they were all like murdered. It was crazy, but
How many?
it was like 7 or 8.
So what's funny is
17s.
I came across a similar story, but this took place in 1987. Back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Take on me.
Take on me.
Okay. But this was a report of
Backup singer.
this. Good job, guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Janet Charlatier.
Okay.
What?
Charlatier. Why is that so funny?
Because
There's one thing we do on this podcast is get
Is
names
butcher
right.
names.
every
and
time.
really get them right every
Yeah.
single time.
But she was out with her friends on Halloween night, and they went and had to mess around with this bridge. Of course, it was Halloween. They were trying to scare each other, telling spooky stories of the Bunny
Right.
Man. And then again, she was getting a little. She was a little. Her anxiety level was to full max because they've been screwing with each other all night.
Right.
But then all of a sudden the lights got really bright in the bridge. She also felt like something was cutting her chest.
What?
And then she banged into a hanging body and knocked herself unconscious.
Yeah.
That's well, I found that story, which is similar to what you just said.
Yeah, but because I have that one as well. But the one from 1906 her name was completely different. So I feel like there's a couple stories where it's kind of similar.
Or occasionally the same thing happens to some.
True.
It's a copycat or a repeat.
No, or like if you now, have you guys found this? Like some people say, again, urban legends. If you go at midnight to the Bunny Man Bridge and you say, "The Bunny Man, the Bunny Man,"
don't say it a third time. Oh, you did.
yeah, and then he'll show up.
Yeah.
Have you guys come across the legend of saying the Bunny Man?
Mm-hmm.
Put the bunny back in the box.
Oy.
Nicolas Cage, Con Air, great movie.
Yeah. He'll slash your throat and leave your body dangling from the bridge if you say his name 3 times at midnight at the bridge.
Yeah, who's like, this sounds like a really good idea.
Right.
Is it any night or just Halloween night?
I feel on the stroke of midnight on Halloween. Yep.
Oh, you have to say it 3 times right then.
Yep.
Okay.
Is that the 30th to the 31st, or is that the 31st to the 1st? I mean, I feel like maybe
good
a lot
question.
of people are getting it wrong by a day.
Yeah.
Just because it's not clear.
Right. Up to Halloween, and they're like, darn it.
Yeah.
We want to see him.
Wow.
We're a day off.
Oh, yeah, because that'd be great. Like,
We missed it.
let me summon this spirit who's going to slit my throat.
And then you just summon him, and then you just push somebody else in the way.
Yeah.
Dude, what is wrong with you?
Wow.
I'm just looking for some sausage.
You don't have to be
You
the
just-
fastest.
Wow.
Just faster than the slowest.
That's right. Not the fastest, but faster than the slowest.
Now, do you have anything else about the Grifton and all these legends?
Well, in 1970, there was a couple things where this
I
kind
just
of...
wanted to but I wanted to say,
Okay, go ahead.
before we get to the 1970s.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about all this, about the insane asylum, never existed.
Right.
What?
Never existed.
Then where'd all the buses come from?
There's no buses. Bro.
Right.
So,
How could there be no buses?
How can there be a bus crash with no bus?
With no buses.
Okay, guys.
That's like, that doesn't make any sense.
so
Were they wagons?
the facility that they were moving him to wasn't built till 10 years after the story was supposed to take place.
That's a
There was
long trip.
never an insane asylum here. So
That's
again,
a really long, slow trip.
well, they just circled they circled the property
Kept
for
going
10
around
years.
for 10 years, man.
Boy.
We'll get there.
So it's an urban legend. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did find, like, before we get to the 1970s,
Sure.
there are stories that there might be a reason that this legend exists, like combining some things that have happened. And, 1904 till today. I mean, it's a lot of time for the story to get changed and tweaked.
Right.
Just let me find my note here. So, actually, this is true. So, in 1918, a 14-year-old Ava Roy, a young girl, was she was beaten. She was killed. She was beaten to death and hanged near that bridge.
Okay.
So, some people think like that's part of how this story and legend got started.
Yeah.
Now, but it does get weird because in the 70s, people started dropping acid.
Yeah. Everything
things
gets
got
weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
really weird.
So the Bunny Man is still present in Virginia in the 70s, Lish.
Okay. So there was one night, there was a U.S. Air Force Academy cadet and his fiance. They were out, they were going to go visit one of his family members or whatever. So they parked their car in a field.
I think they were parking to make out.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
But
I think when you're like, hey, Dad, I'll be back. We're going to go see some family members.
You're missing air quotes, listeners. There are a lot of air quotes right there.
Yeah. They were going. They were parking, as they said in Happy Days. Yes.
Right. So they were parked, but the car was still on.
I bet it was. I bet it was.
And all of a sudden, they noticed somebody walking like behind the car. And then all of a sudden, a hatchet was thrown through the passenger side window. And there was a man that the U.S. Air Force cadet, he was wearing like bunny ears or something like that. And he was like, "You're on private property, and I have your tag number." And so they drove away. They were.
I'm gonna do his voice. We're on private property. I got your tag number.
What was that? That was the rabbit guy. That was the bunny guy.
No, he was dressed up in a bunny outfit and throwing hatchets through people's car windows.
Yes.
But did they keep the hatchet?
Yes.
Yeah,
because
they
it was still
sped
in the
up.
car.
Yeah.
Right. It was in the car.
Yeah.
So you
On the
have
glass.
fingerprints.
Right.
Now, the fiance was like, he was not wearing bunny ears. He was wearing, and she said, whatever the name of that tall, white, cone-like hat is.
A cone head?
No,
He was a
kind of
cone
like
head?
a
A KKK.
Yeah.
Like a dunce cap.
Yeah. She was like, no, he was wearing one of those. So,
Okay.
was it a bunny? I'm not sure. But it would be, I don't know. Either way,
Well,
it's bad.
I don't know how you can mistake a dunce cap for a
Bunny ears.
for two bunny
Yeah,
ears.
I don't know.
But hey, when someone throws a hatchet through your window,
Right.
it's probably really hard to pay
It's-
attention to the details when you're trying to scramble and
As
get
you're
out of there.
leaving quickly.
Now, and then I didn't mention this, but it happened October 19th of 1970. Now, on October 29th, 1970, a similar thing happened. There was a security guard that was walking through like a development, a home development or whatever. They were still working on the homes. And there was a guy that was on the porch of a house that wasn't quite done. But all of a sudden he was wearing not all of a sudden, I'm sorry. He was wearing a bunny costume.
like poof, like a ninja cloud showed up and he was like, bam.
I'm a genie. Boom.
No, he was wearing a bunny costume, but he also then all of a sudden started, he had an axe and he was attacking like the porch or whatever. And
Because that porch. That porch got out of control.
yeah, he was chopping at it. And what he said to the security guard was, "You are trespassing. If you come any closer, I'll chop off your head." So obviously the security guard was like, "No thanks," and
I'm going to
he ran
shoot
away.
you. So
Yeah, well, he kind of left the scene because he was like, "No thanks." So, and these two things that happened in 1970, I feel like that's kind of what elevated this whole theory / legend of the Bunny Man, because these two characters were
kind
wearing-
of kept it alive and put some craziness into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, the hat type thing that you were looking for is called a capriote.
Okay, so I
A
saw
dunce
that,
cap.
and I didn't know.
So a
How to say
capriote
that.
can be a religious garb.
Yes.
It could be KKK. It could be a dunce cap. There's a lot of uses of that word. Typically, it's a religious.
Yes.
Like what the bishops were.
Yes.
Not quite. It's actually from Spain.
yeah.
But
The Pope isn't the Pope from Spain?
no.
Oh.
Anyways,
I don't know.
anyways, it's a pointed hat of conical form that is used in Spain. But it can be
All the
used-
way from the hollow earth, dropping knowledge on everybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you, possibly reptilian Dave,
Yeah.
for giving us that.
That's the exact reason I went to the Hollow Earth, was to learn that fact.
That one factoid.
That whole trip paid off, bro.
Yeah.
Nice.
I tell you what,
I didn't know it was going to be used for this episode.
on that note, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back with final thoughts. What a beautiful morning. Rise and shine, friends. We're looking for Bigfoot today.
Oh my God, what was that?
Is that Bigfoot?
No, that's just Nash. He's a real bear in the morning before he gets his coffee.
Here, Nash. I made a fresh pot of Moses family coffee.
Their original roasted pecan is amazing.
Yum. This is amazing. Bigfoot's right behind me, isn't he?
Run! Ah! Go to mfjerky.com and use promo code SpookyJerky15 to save 15% off your entire order. Moses Family Coffee, the best way to start your paranormal or normal adventure. And we're back. Woo!
What? Oh, wow.
Can you smell what the bunny man is cooking? I don't know what happened. So the bunny man.
Yeah.
Now, if you guys, do you remember that movie, Donnie Darko?
Yes, very much
They
so.
definitely, they used that in that movie, the mythos of that movie. There's been other movies that they used it, but, you know, I've never, outside of Donnie Darko.
That was like a dark bunny man, though, wasn't it? That wasn't like...
Well, obviously, compared to what kind of bunny man?
Yeah.
Like the Easter Bunny.
Have you ever seen photos of like 1920s Easter bunnies?
Yeah.
Where
They're
kids
scary.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I haven't. I'm
my
gonna
God.
go to Google right now.
Go to
it.
Google. Like, there's kids like with the Easter bunnies from 1920s, and I'm like,
Satanic possession.
yes,
Yeah.
they're terrifying. Now, again, costume making back in the day, I guess.
They're just low tech. That's not terrifying. It's just sad.
Because if
that's
you
all.
were like 5 years old and
well, you're right.
yeah.
No, you're right. If you were 5 and you sat with an Easter bunny like that, you would be scarred.
You that kind of reminds me of comments like you'd walk into a house with all these old dolls and you'd be like,
Nope.
"This is adorable."
no.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's a big fat no.
That's a pretty freaky looking Easter bunny.
I do think that the legend of the Bunny Man is one of those urban legends.
Yeah.
Something that's built over time, but it was a mishmash of things that really maybe happened in Virginia and the surrounding areas. And, you know, you think about it. They're dating it as, like, I heard one thing say 1903, 1904. Is it based on truth? Isn't most legends...
It's
and
usually has
folklore kind of has a hint of truth in there. I don't know. You have some deets about famed cryptozoologist Lauren Coleman.
I do.
Fun fact: apparently, on one episode, I referred to Lauren as, I guess, a female.
Yeah.
But I work with a Lauren. And, you know,
Right,
she's
right.
awesome.
It's not gender
But
specific.
Lauren is a dude. Just for the person who left a comment saying, "Ha ha." Lauren is a dude. Thank you. I acknowledge you are correct. Thank you. And sorry, Lauren Coleman.
Coleman.
I just messed that up.
Yeah.
That's all. I messed everything up.
Yeah.
No more names for Mark.
Yeah. Now, he briefly describes this, but he thinks there's a direct association between the legend of the Bunny Man and that of the Goat Man of Maryland. The Goat Man in Maryland, he wields an axe as well. Okay. So,
Very nice.
yeah, so he's thinking maybe they're on the same...
Doesn't seem possible.
Oh.
Well, but
I'm just thinking like hoofs.
I'm not going to say that because maybe because the goat man would be a genetic cross between a goat and a human. So maybe that same dude, after he got it on with a goat, was like strapped.
Oh my God.
And was like, "Hey, little
The
bunny,
show just changed.
Yeah.
Hey, little bunny rabbit, you're looking pretty good." And now
Somebody get this guy a sausage. He's definitely hungry.
Oh, boy.
Did you ever hear? Yeah, we talked about this on another podcast with the goat screaming.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, if the goat man would sound like that, that's terrifying as heck. What do you think the bunny man?
Ooh.
He's got.
Because
They
you know,
don't really
even like
make
Bigfoot's
noises.
got like the grunts. I've heard Bigfoot doing like some type of weird language. What do you think the bunny man would scream out on Halloween night?
Hey, guys.
Why? Why would it be that way?
I don't know. I just imagine like it being like very like
Light,
yeah,
but with really big teeth.
yeah.
No, I gotta admit, if we were
But
like,
apparently, it's very territorial.
if we were
You're on my property.
Right.
I have your
right.
tags.
here, you're gonna do that for us. Like I'm gonna set this scene up. So,
Okay.
all right. So it's Halloween night, 2019. We're at the Bunnyman Bridge in Virginia, and we're getting ready to say Bunnyman 3 times. Bunnyman, Bunnyman, Bunnyman.
Hey guys.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be? Yeah, that would be scary. Yeah, I hope the Bunny Man doesn't talk like that.
No, I saw a couple different renditions that it was the spirit of so and so. There was one story of a kid that he killed his family, and then he went to the bridge and killed himself, but he was found hanging from the bridge, and so they think that it's his spirit that is haunting this area. So, I mean, maybe it's not necessarily a creature itself or a person dressed in a man or in a rabbit suit in a man. That'd be weird.
That's how I go to work every day. A person dressed as a man.
Hello, Hannibal Lecter. Are you wearing somebody else's face? Yeah,
Yeah. But maybe it's more of a spectral thing. Like
Right.
it's a ghost or a spirit that's haunting the area.
I did find a story back to 2001 where 6 local students went out. They had a person that was familiar with the area, so they went out with him because they were really interested in this legend. So they went out in the woods in this area, and they stumbled across mutated rabbits.
Oh, jeez.
Mutated rabbits.
Did I say mutated?
Yes, you just
you
did.
run for your life.
You just said mutated rabbits. I was like, what?
But they got really big teeth.
That's like an 8-foot
away.
rabbit or something. Run away! Run away!
Yeah. My bad. Mutilated.
Oh,
God, mutated
that's a
rabbits.
really different direction.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Mutilated rabbits. And they got wicked scared and they split. But when they were dealing with this fear of seeing these mutilated rabbits, some of the students swore they saw shadow figures, kind of stalking them throughout the woods. And even when they were trying to get out of there, they just felt like the presence was following them.
Oh, God.
So I don't know. I feel like there's more interest in the woods, the surrounding areas to check out than just the legend of the Bunnyman. What else has happened in these woods? I do know that this bridge, there used to be a Civil War train station
Yeah.
around here. So I don't know if that's adding any extra level.
Nothing bad ever happened from the Civil War.
No.
No?
Yeah, that couldn't stir up any
No.
bad stuff. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, my question has to do with where was the asylum? If there was no asylum and it was reported as not being there,
That's what they say. That it was never there.
Yeah.
Well, so ancient.
Ancient aliens.
how
babe?
far back are you going?
Yeah.
In older historical records, things aren't necessarily very accurate.
True.
And it's entirely possible that, there wasn't an asylum that was being shut down because residents were complaining, but these people were being held to be moved into the asylum.
Maybe it was like
that was being built.
Maybe it was a school or
Right.
a
There was-
hospital.
Yeah,
or,
there's a lot of different things that the concept of the asylum could have been real, but not accurate as described.
because that could have been twisted just as much as any
Yeah.
other part of the story.
If you're going to take down details of what's happening today in 1904, do you need like a turkey's feather and an inkwell?
I don't
So
think it's quite that bad.
Wow.
I mean, the ancient history, it was a stone tablet and a chisel, but
Well, I'm going to say, by the time you get chiseling the date in,
Yeah.
everything's changed. Like, oh well, then maybe
I'll just keep on going.
Was there asylum? I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
I was just thinking where all these buses go. If there are many buses, you don't lose buses like that.
Yeah, but back in the days of newspaper, well, like I said, in 1900, you had to set the type. It was all little pieces of metal with those letters. You had to build that whole page.
Right.
By the time they got to the bottom of the page, that news for the day probably changed, and they were like, "Are you kidding me?" We're print it anyway. Print it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, the typos were easily.
That's a lot of buses to lose, though.
No, only no.
Just one.
Out of 15 buses full of the inmates.
But if there were no
one crashed. The rest made it.
But if there was no asylum, there were no buses.
Right.
But what if it was actually one bus, not 15? Because that's a exaggeration in oral tradition and
Oral.
Nash. What's going on here?
Sorry.
and in that
funk
one
fact of the
bus,
day.
it wasn't actually lost. It stopped for a second because of a flat tire, and 2 inmates got off, type of thing.
Right.
These types of things. If
They had to spin
if you're
it
looking for
somehow.
plausibility, there is plausibility to these
Are you
stories.
saying that the story actually could be true,
Right?
but it's so over exaggerated over the
Right.
past
Yeah, I mean details from
100? How many years?
even last week. If you were to ask me,
115.
what did I do last week? Those details, if you were to go back and actually look at the history of what I did last week, are probably exaggerated, made up, and false.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Yeah.
And it's not that I'm out to lie about what I did last week. It's
Right.
just that human memory is terrible. So
Right.
the concept of if this is an based on fact legend. That it started on something. There's probably something
Right.
that didn't resemble this, but that
Could have
was
been
something. And
some random, like a hospital bus transporting patients or
Yeah.
something like that, and somebody,
Yep.
whatever.
yeah,
Right. Could have been anything.
Yeah. Now, I did come across last year, so 2018 in April, they found a body. Somebody had been murdered at the bridge.
That's right on my
yeah.
birthday.
Oh, okay.
Was it you?
Wow. Wow.
He had head trauma, but I couldn't find anything else about it. So I don't know what came of that. But in the same area as all of this other stuff, like he was murdered. And it's,
At the
I don't know.
bridge?
Yeah, at the bridge.
Was he hung and
No, he
and
wasn't
mutated
hanging.
like the other rabbits?
No, no. He was just dead.
Yeah. So probably not the paranormal. Just
No, but it's just
And this
weird
is the
that it
point in
happened
the
around
podcast
that
where we
area.
realize we're sitting with the bunny man.
That's right. Sausage.
you're now the sausage man.
That's right.
That's your costume for Halloween. I'm like, oh, I got some mustard.
I am the
Yeah, you're
sausage man. I am the sausage man. Sausage for you.
It is interesting.
Please come as to this Halloween.
Okay. This is a
Okay.
big sausage.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is interesting if with the story, it has many facets of what could or could not be true and
Right.
whatnot. But let's say, for example, that this was 1904. Some insane person escaped and went on this thing, and they're still either alive or transferring their spirit into other people or whatever
Right.
to keep these things going. With today's technology, who's to say that the fan base of we need to go investigate this bridge, it wasn't a copycat or something like that while he's
Right.
standing
Yeah.
in the background like rubbing his hands together. This wasn't me, but I've accomplished my goal type of thing. Like,
Right.
He's accomplishing his goal simply through the
Through the
propagation of his legend.
Yeah.
Sounds like a found footage movie
Yeah.
in the
Right.
making.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should probably write that down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Interesting. Very interesting. James, thank you for the topic idea. Greatly appreciate that. Who knows what we're coming out of the gate with next time?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Or not.
Or not. We'll play it by ear.
You know, weird, when we got back from Moo Duck, what's up, Moo Duck? Moo Duck's a local brewery. They're awesome.
Yes.
I randomly found, and I was showing you guys, like an upside-down handprint on my wall that I never, ever noticed before.
Yeah.
And I went to wipe it off.
It wouldn't come
Do you
off.
see how it was rejecting water?
Yeah.
It was very weird. Like the surrounding areas, but the fingerprints. Now we were trying to theorize, like, how would my teenage kid do this? He can't, because he cannot defy gravity and walk
correct.
upside down.
Now,
If you look at the way the fingerprints are, the person had to be walking
Down the wall.
upside
down the wall.
right. So did you do normal Mark fashion and back up and then push Alicia in the way of the handprint?
Well, no, I also did Mark fashion. I was like, I'm going to break out the magic eraser
That's right.
from Mr. Clean. And it didn't work.
It didn't work, yeah.
And that was not there till today.
Right.
So I don't
never
know what
noticed
that
it.
is. I'm going to assume it had to be something we did. But it is weird that it looks like
Completely upside down.
an upside down like handprint, like something was crawling down the wall.
Yeah.
But left it an imprint at that one
I
moment.
think it's time to move, Mark. I really do.
Well, who knew? Maybe it's like right out of Poltergeist.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this townhome is built on Indio Burial Grounds, and
Burial
stuff's
Grounds?
coming out of the ground.
That's right.
And, yeah, weird, right?
Yeah.
Or
Very
maybe
weird.
I attract craziness.
That could be it, too.
A little
I
bit.
definitely do that.
That could be it, too.
Just look at the people I surround myself doing
That's
this
right.
podcast.
That's right. That's right. Only confirms the theory.
I can't thank everybody enough for sending in your ideas, your comments, interacting with the show. You're awesome. You are the show. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for making Paranormal Punchers this community of awesome people that love the weird. And Bigfoot.
And
Oh,
sausage.
yeah. Oh, boy.
And sausage.
And pudding.
So, if you want to interact, head over to paranormalpunchers.com. You'll find a form. You can fill it out. You can send us some stuff. Paranormalpunchers@gmail.com if you don't like that other stuff. Drop us a review on Apple Podcasts. If you don't like Apple, well, just go to our website and leave us a comment there. Not everybody likes Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love you. Lish, anything else to tell everybody?
No.
You heard it here first, everybody. No.
No.
No. Nothing to tell you.
Sorry. It's good.
It's good. Nash!
The question that I have
Oh, God.
has to do.
I hope
just-
everyone has another 30 minutes left.
That's right. Yeah. And it's a concept based question. Could sausage pierce the pudding skin?
Oh, God.
Now,
Because I know it's going to be
Sausage
yummy.
has a pudding skin.
Yes,
Right.
it has its own pudding skin. Thank you.
it's not.
Yes.
No, you cannot call that a pudding skin.
Well, it's a sausage skin. It's
It's a casing.
Yeah.
It's called a casing.
Well, that's that.
not remotely close to pudding skin.
But the pudding skin is a casing for the pudding.
And if you were trying to fight your way through the casing to get to the world of the paranormal,
Yeah. I wonder if you could take the pudding skin and the sausage and I'll have to think about this for a little while.
well, everybody, I won't ask Nash for his final thoughts next time.
Don't do it.
Dave!
So there, on the Wikipedia topic for this episode, Bunny Man, there's a picture of the axe that was recovered from the car in 1970.
Oh.
And I have to say, it is kind of wicked looking. Like if
Is it?
somebody threw that through a window,
It'd be serious.
yes, like regardless of how this happened, if it was supernatural, if it was extraterrestrial, if it was just some random lunatic in a bunny suit, it was freaky. Like I would not have wanted to been that Air Force cadet
Right.
with his
Right.
girlfriend. Like it was traumatic.
That was a no business kind of act.
Yes, yeah. So I mean, this story has a lot of interesting facets to it, but it got real at one point.
Right.
It got real. Everybody, thank you for listening. Can't wait to talk to you next time. And in the words of Dave,
Oh, here we go.
It got real. Till next time, everybody, remember, if it's not weird,
It's not worth checking out.